Welcome to Kingston Liberal Synagogue. I know that we have many friends who are watching us online as well today. So my name is René Pferzel, and I'm the rabbi of this synagogue, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all. So I would like to greet our friends from the Dialogue Society who are seated here and there. So the Dialogue Society is a Turkish Muslim community with which we have developed friendship over the years now. We've seen each other several times already. I also like to welcome Reverend Dr. Kuhan Satkunayagam and his congregation from St. Mary's Church, Long Ditton. So welcome to you. It's a real pleasure to have you with us. I had on my list someone called Ekrem Ince from the Lighthouse Education Society. I don't know, I didn't see if it's come or not. No?
They will be late with 5 times.
Okay, so whenever I want. And we also have today Jane Orton with a priest in training. Where are you, Jane? Yes. So you will see a bit more of her in the coming weeks and months. She wants to see how it goes in the Jewish community. So welcome, Jane. Very much looking forward to working together. And I'm delighted to welcome Rabbi Charlie Baginski. Rabbi Charlie Baginski was the rabbi of Kingston Liberal Synagogue before I came, and is now the CEO of Liberal Judaism. So she came with her 3 children. So it's a great, great pleasure to have you, Charlie. As always, it's your home, it's your family here, and you know that you are all welcome whenever you want. So we started a tradition to host our friends from local faith communities during the festival of Chanukah. Some years ago, before COVID, when we could actually still meet together, and we can again meet together until Omicron leaves us alone. We'll see what's going to happen, but we're here today. So the symbolism of this festival, light in the darkness, in the depths of a winter, is shared by many other spiritual families, and its meaning speaks to our soul. The cycle of light and darkness is beautifully described in the Midrash, a rabbinic legend, that says that when Adam saw that the days were diminishing, he was scared. He thought maybe because we've disobeyed God, darkness is coming back, and the process of creation is being reversed. He spent 8 days fasting and praying, and then he saw the day progressively lengthening. And therefore he established an 8-day festival to celebrate the return of light. And that's the Jewish take on the winter solstice. And I know that Christmas for our Christian friends is also very much located in this time of the year. So many of our ancestors were puzzled, to say the least, by these natural processes. They didn't know how it worked. Today we understand them better, of course. Hopefully we understand them better. I know that some people still believe that the earth is flat, but there's nothing we can do. But we're still in awe of the wonders of creation, and we are grateful for this endless cycle of darkness and light, for the awareness that each day is different from the next or from the previous, that light always comes back after darkness. We don't stay idle, and it's our duty to bring light into this world. That is the reason why we lit an additional candle on the Chanukah each night. Because, of course, the question was, we know that we have to light 8 candles, so how do we do that? Do we do 8, then 7, then 6, etc., etc.? Or do we do 1, 2, 3, 4, until 8? And of course, the rabbis did what they were very good at doing. They discussed and disagreed and argued, and they said, no. Ma'alin bakodesh v'lo mordin. We increase in holiness, and we don't decrease in holiness. This is why they decided 1 candle the first night, 2 the second, etc., until tonight, which is the 8th day of Kranuka, the pinnacle of the festival, if you want. So there is a legend about Kranuka, which I'd like to tell you now. It's found in the Talmud, and it says, the rabbis asked the question, what is Kranuka? And they taught, Kranuka begins on the 25th of the month of Kislev, which is the Jewish month of Kislev, usually November, December, and lasts for 8 days. And the reason, when the Greeks entered the temple, they defiled all the oil stored there. And when the Hasmonean dynasty gained the upper hand and defeated them, they found only one cruse of oil with the seal of the high priest still left. And it contained sufficient oil only for 1 day. But by miracle, when they kindled the lamp with it, it lasted 8 days. The following years, these days were declared a festival. So that's the legend. There's a war in this legend, which I just wanted to touch upon it, because I think there's also lots of learning we can derive from that. So the festival of Chanukah is not described in the Jewish Bible at all. It's part of books that are not part of the Jewish canon. So in the books of the Maccabees. In the first book of the Maccabees, we learn about a king, Antiochus, who, after having conquered Egypt, marched up against Israel and Jerusalem. He entered the temple, stole many of its treasures. 2 years later, he issued a decree commanding the subjects of his empire to abandon their customs, to sacrifice to idols, and to abandon Shabbat, which is a big thing for Jews. In Modi'in, which is a small town located between Jerusalem and modern-day Tel Aviv, Mattathias, from a priestly family, led the revolt against the king's decrees and killed a Jew who was ready to obey the king's command. A war followed that saw the victory of Mattathias' family, the Maccabees, that gave birth to the Hasmonean dynasty. Jews killing Jews, that's not something we want to remember or, God forbid, to celebrate. There is an element of religious zealotry in this story that made generations of rabbis very uncomfortable. That explains why they focused on the symbolic message of the festival and not on the historical background. I love Chanukah. I love the symbolism of light and darkness. I love the food we eat at this occasion. I mean, I love all food, to be honest with you. But, you know, each festival has its, apart from Yom Kippur, where we have to fast, and this is why we're so miserable in Yom Kippur, because we have to fast. But I want to remember that religious zealotry exists in all religions. It leads to divisions, to wars, to suffering. We've seen this in the past, and it's still true today. Religious people claiming they hold the truth, and anyone who doesn't follow them is not worthy of living. We are all different. We hold different views. We have different beliefs. Humankind is diverse, and it is part of God's plan for us. Diversity is a positive value. Dialogue is enriching. Sharing our traditions, our food, each other's company, widens our minds and opens us to the richness of human experiences. We have so much in common, such as the symbol of light, and that is what makes us human, and that is why we're meeting here today to light the 8 candles of the Chanukah. So, just a few words. In the Temple of Jerusalem, they had menorot, which had 7 branches. And of course, because the festival of Chanukah lasts 8 days, we need to add an 8th branch and a 9th branch for the shamash, which is the guy with whom we will light all the other candles. So when you have 9 candles, it's called the Chanukah. But technically, I think technically it's still a menorah, an expanded menorah. So that's why we have this kind of form of shape that we can find in loads of Jewish art. So this afternoon, what we're going to do, we're going to first start by lighting the candles. And I would like to invite some of you to come up, and I made a list, so I really think about, because I wanted to make sure that everybody was, what?
I'm just shocked that you made a list.
You shocked? Oh, yeah.
Are you okay, hon?
I'm okay. I think therapy works. So I will ask Reverend Kuhan to light the first candles. Nekati, where is Nekati? Yeah, you light the second candle for the Dialogue Society. Charlie, the third candle. Jen, the fourth candle. I don't know if I have named, but I'm not sure if they came. So is Ross Mines here today? No. Okay, so Rebecca, I will also ask you to light a candle. Craig, I will also ask you to light a candle today. So Rebecca is the deputy chair of the synagogue, the pianist, and a big macher in the community. And Craig is the chair of the community, and I think he spends more time at KLS now than anywhere else. So I also wanted you to thank you for that. And I still need. Have I forgotten any of our friends who visited us today? No. So then I will ask the. No, you don't want. Oh, okay. No, she was looking at me. She thought, "Oh, it's going to come to me." I will say no. Okay. Okay. So you have the blessings in your sheet here. The candle lighting for Chanukah. So we have two blessings we say before lighting the candles, which are on the page here. So the way it's done, because of course we thought about every details, you place the candles from left to right, and when you lit them, you lit them from right to left, just to make sure that we all do the same thing. So I'm going to light the shamash. May I ask you to stand, please? And we sing the first blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Chanukah. Which means, blessed are you, eternal our God, who rules the universe, instilling in us the holiness of the mitzvot, the commandments, by commanding us to light the lights of Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavoteinu, bayamim hahem, ba'azman hazeh. Blessed are you, eternal our God, who rules the universe, accomplishing miracles for ancestors for ancient days until our time. So please, when people are told to light the candles, so we start with that. And I can't remember who I've called, so please come forward.
That's more like it.
That's more like
Rabbi's back.
Yeah. Right. So who's next?
Nikati.
Nikati, yes. Gentleman with the pink, Robert, huh? So you were a student here when this place was a school.
Yes.
So, I think it's very nice symbolism to... And I don't know, wasn't... David, please come along. Deputy Chair's father. Brilliant, thank you. Please be seated. So we usually sing songs of Chanukah, and the first one we sing Mao Tzu, which is on the next page. So you'll recognize the music because the music is from Judah Maccabees from Handel. So there is a game on Chanukah. If you look at this sheet, you have, I don't remember how you say this in English, a spinning top. Spinning top, yeah, spinning top, which we use on Chanukah. And there are 4 letters. And so there's a nun, a N, which stands for Nes, a miracle, a Gimel, a G, Gadol, great, Hey, Haya, was, or happened, and Sham means there. A great miracle happened there. So kids play with it, and there, for each letter there is a significance. If you put the nun, you get nothing. I don't remember how it works.
There's chocolate.
So basically, it's a good way to eat chocolate in a religious way.
Yeah.
So there's no guilt attached to it. So you can eat the chocolate. It's a commandment, of course. Yeah. So, c'est vivant, sauf. So that's the song which is in the middle of the page. C'est vivant, sauf. Chanukah uchag tov. C'est vivant, sauf. Chag simcha u'laham. Nes gadol haya Hashem, Nes gadol haya Hashem, Chag simcha u'laham. C'est vivant, sauf. Chanukah uchag tov, Chanukah uchag tov. C'est vivant, sauf. Chag simcha u'laham. Nes gadol haya Hashem, Nes gadol haya Hashem, Chag simcha u'laham. So far you've heard songs in Hebrew, but there are other Jewish languages. So in Eastern Europe, Jews used to speak, and some of them very rarely speak Yiddish, which is a kind of German plus some Hebrew words. And Jews in Spain, in Italy, and in Turkey speak Ladino, which is a mixture of Spanish and Hebrew words. So I'm going to ask Natalia, who is a Spanish speaker, to read. So the next song is Ocho Candelicas. So you have it here, and she will explain you what it means. And you won't be surprised to hear it's also about food.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Okay, I'm going to translate it first?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Ocho candelicas. Ocho is 8. Candelicas is candles, but like a diminutive, like when you say thing or thingy. So this is candle, little candle. That's candelica. So, Hanukkah linda está aquí. Beautiful Hanukkah is here. Ocho candelas para mí. 8 candles for me. And then it repeats, Hanukkah linda está aquí. Ocho candelas para mí. And then una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelitas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí, for me. And then, muchas fiestas voy a hacer, many festivities. Fiesta. I am going to attend con alegría y placer, with joy and pleasure. Muchas fiestas, it repeats, con alegría y placer. And then los pastelicos voy a comer, the little cakes I am going to eat con almendricas y la miel. Again, almendricas is almond, but diminutive, so little almonds. And honey. Miel is honey. And then it repeats, and then again, una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3, until you get to 8, and then it repeats. So that would be the translation.
Thank you, Natalia. Yeah, thank you. So let's sing it together,
Should I stay
and we'll
here?
eat later.
Should I stay here and sing
Yeah,
with you?
yes.
No, you're
No,
singing
no,
with...
no.
No, please. I'm not a good singer.
Chanukah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Oh,
Una
candelicas, 2 candelicas,
3 candelicas,
4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas voy a hacer, con alegría y placer. Muchas fiestas voy a hacer, con alegría y placer. Oh, una candelicas, 2 candelicas,
3 candelicas,
4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 8 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Where are we?
los pastelitos por comer.
Los pastelicos voy a comer, con almendricas y la miel.
Una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6
candelicas, 8 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Thank you. Yeah, it was good. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you. What's the last one? Remember? Oh yeah.
It's got some Yiddish as well, right?
So we talked in Hebrew, we talked in Ladino, and now we're going to Yiddish, and we're going to finish with that. Oi Chanukah, which is, no, not oi, oh Chanukah. Oi is when something really bad is happening to you. So, oi. The rabbi carries on talking, oi. Oi. So it's the bottom of the page. Sorry? Once in Yiddish and we finish in English. O Chanukah, Yom Tov HaSheiner, a lustiger, freilicher Dinot, kon a Säune, alle Nacht in Dreile spielen mir, zu die Kreise Latke sehen mir, geschwindet sind Kinder, die linke Lichterle wohn, sagt Alanissim, neu Gott für die Nis, und komm, geh vertanzen in Korn, sagt Alanissim, lock auf in Nissim, und komm, geh tanzen in Korn. Chanukah, komm light, ve menorah, let's have a party, Lord, dance vihora, gather round the table, we'll give you a treat, lots of spinning bridles and latkes to it, and while we're playing will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. So now it's time for refreshment, and I will invite you to go through this door in the other room, and you will. Yes. The candle is lighter. Please come here.
To have your photo taken, please could you join Rabbi on the remote?